Okay, when I last left off my last making a song video, I was talking about making an arrangement for a song. This is basically how the verses and choruses and tags and all that sort of stuff are ordered together. So I'm sitting at the Amazing Grace test song that we were creating before. I got my verse, 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 verse. Again, I left in the chorus just for the sake of demonstrating what the arrangement part looks like. Here's our background, our blank. I guess I might as well say how it is that I get these, just so that you know, in case you run into a really bizarre song that you need to be able to do that for. If I right click on a slide, I can go to Group Label, which allows me to label a slide as a verse, a chorus, a bridge, a tag, pre-chorus. You shouldn't need more than the chorus and the verses that are already in the template new song, but that is where I get those and where they come from and where I can change them if I needed to. Again, you should not need to, especially if you're just dealing with the hymnal, because that's pretty much verses and choruses. So, how to do the arrangement? I am going to click on this little network-looking icon. Hopefully it's coming up without the watermark thing, but it's basically right underneath the volume. It's the computer with the 3 computers under it. That is the arrangement editor. And this screen pops up. Here are all the different items that I have to choose for my arrangement, and here is the arrangement itself that I'm working on. You would click, if you're doing a brand new song, you would click on this wheel here to say Add New Arrangement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the one that I created just for the sake of demonstrating this. So this, if you're on a new song, this is what it would look like. Master gives us everything, but it gives us particularly the background and the blank are last, which I don't like. So anyway, add new arrangement, and we're going to call the arrangement assuming it's the hymnal, HFG, which is Hymns for Family of God. I know we only have one hymnal, but if I ever pull something from a second hymnal, I want to make sure I know exactly which arrangement I'm working on. So again, here now we have arrangement, Hymns for Family of God, HFG. Here's all the items we can choose from. Here is our arrangement as it is. So the first thing we're going to do, the first slide, is always the background. Take this, and I'm going to drag it over. You can see that little yellow eye come out to show me where it's going to insert when I drop it, and we can see that it dropped as the first one. So that is always the first slide, and the last slide is always a blank. So you can see here's the blank, and here it is again. Now it just sort of puts these in order, just kind of assuming that that's how it's going to be. So we have to rearrange it. We have verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, verse 4, chorus, blank. So in the actual song, we don't have a chorus. I just stuck that in there for, again, this very reason. So all I'm going to do, if I don't want that, is I'm just going to X out of this, which this is just an X on the right side. When I kind of mouse over it, I just delete it. So now we have verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, verse 4, and then the blank. Let's say I want a chorus in between each verse. So verse 1 chorus, verse 2 chorus, verse 3 chorus, verse 4 chorus. All I would do is, here's my chorus element. I would drag that after verse 1. So it's verse 1 chorus, verse 2 chorus, verse 3 chorus, verse 4 chorus. And then, as you can see, it pops up that way. Neat thing about this, and maybe this is for wherever, when it comes to choruses in particular, if you notice that something is wrong on the chorus slide and you edit it on one chorus slide, it automatically is edited across every time the chorus comes up. You don't have to edit every single one. It's one of the awesome things about Propresenter over and against PowerPoint and some other softwares. So that is how I build the arrangement, and I can do this in any combination that I want. Let's say, for instance, I want to do like sometimes for the last song, the benediction song, I just want like verse 1, chorus, and get out. So what I'll just do that for the sake of doing this. I'll make a new arrangement here, this wheel over here, click on it, add new arrangement. Now let's say I want verse 1 and chorus, and I make it as clear as possible when I am naming the arrangement. So okay, here are all my options. Here is sort of the default that it creates, so I'm going to edit that. Now I'm just going to drag the background to the beginning because that's always first. The blank is already last, right there. Here is the last slide of the song. Now I just want verse 1 and the chorus. So I'll delete verse 2, verse 3, verse 4. So now I have verse 1 and the chorus, and it goes to the blank slide. So now let's say I drag this into my worship service. I'm going to drag it to a random spot. If I right click on that in the playlist, I can go to select an arrangement. So right now the verse 1 and chorus arrangement is selected. All I have to do to get the standard hymnal one, the HFG, is to just click on it, and it will give me the standard arrangement that I created. I had left the verses in there when we were creating it, so I never have to. I would always select HFG. I never have to select the master because that just has, it's only, the master is only for working on files, for working on arrangements. It's not for actually using. So I did do one thing as we were practicing this that I'm going to show you now that I've got the song put together. I'm going to get out of the arrangement editor because what I'm doing does not have anything to do with arrangement now. This is for the sake of double checking it or editing it. In order to view this, because I can't see this very well on a black background, I'm going to put the background into the slide or into the song. So I'll go to the video and image bin. I would normally put a motion background in, a loop, as you can see with the timers, but for the sake of doing this video, I'm going to put in just a still image because I think the video will work out better. So again, if I were really doing this, this would be a motion slide, but this is just for the purpose of the demonstration anyway. So I'm going to get rid of the video and image bin to clean this up. And now I've got something to view my text against. You'll see why this is important in a minute. So here, oh, perfect error. Verse 1. As you can see, I'll make the preview box a little bit bigger because that's really all that matters right now. There is, I created a template a while back, and you don't need to know how to do this yourself, but of this black box that sort of helps darken the background so that the words can jump out. But as you can see, the words, these 3 lines, are not centered in the box. There's this extra line down here. Looks ugly. We don't want that. If I were to go to something that has 4 lines, as you can see, this is one of the reasons I don't like more than 4 lines. It's nice and neat. It looks neat. But this one here has only 3 lines, and there's this extra line here at the bottom. This kind of comes as we're doing our insert new slider, insert slide break when we're in the reflow editor, I'm guessing. Easy way to fix it though. So I know that there's that problem. I'm going to go into the editor, and if I double click on the text itself, I can get in to edit the text, and I can click on this last slide. That extra line that I don't want, I'm just going to hit backspace to get rid of it. And now I'm just going to get out of the editor to demonstrate the difference. Background, nice and blank. And now it's centered vertically in that little box. Looks much, much neater. So let's go through and try the others. The chorus we already know looks good because that's 3 lines. Oh, here's another one. Start of verse 2. Again, I'm going to go into the editor, and I like to do this in here because I can see it against the background. If I'm actually in the editor, there are ways to do it, but I'm not going to make it jump out, but I'm not going to describe those because I don't want you to get messed up. But I know that this slide is a problem, so I have selected this slide, the first one of verse 2. If I click in the text, I can find that last line, that fourth line, which is blank, and I can delete it. And as you can see, it sort of centers the text in that box. If you ever get to the point where you're trying to click on text and things start randomly moving around and everything like that, edit undo is your best friend, or Control Z, that's the keyboard shortcut, just to get back to where it looks nice. So I'm going to close out of the editor. Again, I'm going to click on the background just to clean it up, go through some of my other slides. Verse 3 had the same problem, and I'm going to guess verse 4 will have the same problem. Again, that last line. So you know how to do that now. That is one of the things after you're done building the arrangement and everything like that. Run through it just to make sure that it all looks clean. That's definitely a presentation thing. And that should be it on making new songs and building building various arrangements. So I'll stop there. Bye.